So every week we go through, find compelling videos, interesting videos, some videos we think are probably BS, and we critique them, go over them, and kind of point out what's interesting. So this week I got a video I thought was fascinating. It's actually from the head of Instagram for Business. So I think it has a lot to pertain to us and growing a business on Instagram and social media. So let's take a watch.
One of my biggest pet peeves about social media marketers is, oh, we can only post once every 2 days because we have to give the post space. And whenever someone says that to me, I'm like, oh, you must be killing it. Like every one of your posts must be going viral. And they go, no, you're much better off posting 5 times a day, every day. You learn so much faster. And then at the end of that 30 days, 90 days, stop, look at what worked well, learn, like recreate your strategy based on what you know works with your audience for your brand. And then the other thing I always say is repost some of that content. If it's evergreen, you only ever hit on a good day like 5% of your audience. So post it again. It's like proven content that you already have in the hopper.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's super interesting. I think it's a common misconception that like we're like, oh, we can't post too much because it like oversaturates our target like or our audience.
Right.
And it's like they barely show it to your audience. Most of the people that see your stuff is non-followers, almost always. So it's kind of you don't have to worry about that. Just post more.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it. Just keep posting. Now that being said, post 5 times a day. That'd be great. Most people don't have time for it, and that'd be an unrealistic expectation. But if you're only posting once a week, you could post more, and it's going to be fine. If you're going to post even 2 times to 3 times a week, you could probably post more. That being said, you don't want to just post stuff that doesn't work. You want to, like he suggests.
Well, he poses it as a testing.
Yeah, right. Look at what's working. From what's working, refine it, and then keep posting. I thought actually the reposting the same content, if it works, it only reaches 5%, post it again. I thought that was actually fascinating. Yeah. Back in the day, all the, because I would dive on my own channel. I was looking at, okay, when can I repost things? Because some would go super viral, and we've talked about some of them before. And like the gate latch video, that one went viral. And I would post that again every 6 months because somewhere in the ether, someone's like, you can't post the same thing if you wait 6 months and post again, then it gives it enough time that the Instagram algorithm won't like dock you for it or something. But if he's saying, hey, if it's successful, post it again, you can change the cover photo, right? So let's say so it doesn't look like the exact same post,
right?
But it kind of is.
But even if you're posting that many times, like say you are posting 5 times a day.
Yeah.
If you repost something from 30 days ago, the exact same thing. Yeah. Like you're not going to notice. Like no. You're going to have so much content in between that post and now.
Oh, for sure.
And so, yeah.
You could post, if you're posting 5 times a day, you could post the same thing the next week. Not everything, but one of the successful videos that you had the week before, post it again that next week, thrown in with the other, 35 posts that you do that week.
Right.
And you would be fine.
Totally.
Right. And I think that it's just a good lesson to say, okay, make sure that you don't just post and never look at the results. You should be looking at your insights. You should be seeing what's working, what's not working. Why did it work? And then it also kind of looks at this thing of, hey, this is actually a good video, but it didn't really catch on too much. Like change the description, change the caption, maybe put a title at the beginning of the frame before you start, and it's like wait till the end, right, which is something we've talked about. Or kind of like, hey, something that's hook, like would you eat this, as like the thing if it was a restaurant, like that kind of
I can't believe this happened.
Right. No. Change it up a little bit and see if it gets more traction on the next one.
And then you just know what to do on the next new piece of content that you do, because you have so much data behind it to be like, okay, this is what resonates with my audience, so I'm going to repeat these aspects from these videos, and then it's going to be something that people want to watch.
Well, and then you don't waste all the, like you spend all this time editing and doing this video. Try to use it as much as you can.
Right.
Like,
well, I think too about like, like you said, if you're posting once a week, that's 52 pieces of content a year.
yeah, right.
Like that's not a lot of data.
No.
Like, and so if you want to be successful on some of these things, like you have to commit to just do it.
This is part of the job. Like if you want to grow online, being on social media, creating content, you don't have to be a professional. Your iPhone is a great camera.
Right.
Use your iPhone to your advantage. You can use the editing software within Instagram if you don't want to get too crazy. And at least you can grow. At least you can be there and out and actually get in front of the people that you are targeting.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, the fact that he even says we're only showing it to 5% of your audience, it's like, first of all, hey, you could change that, dude.
Right.
Like that would be awesome.
Yeah.
How about you make it so 50% of my audience sees my
or
stuff?
all of them for that matter.
Yeah,
they
right.
want to see you,
Right.
you know?
Like everyone always like has this when we look back on Instagram, if you've been on Instagram from the beginning, which I have, I was on it when it was just pretty much just it was just photography, and then they introduced video later on. When it was just photography, it was a timeline. So like on one of the business ventures that really got me into doing social was an outdoor expo that my buddies were putting together. And I was like, oh, I can help you with the social. I'll do that. And so my whole plan was I'm going to post 3 times a day. And I didn't have my own content, but I was sharing other people's content and then tagging them. And everybody I was sharing back then, it was like, oh, that's awesome. Somebody shared, they like my stuff. And I'd always tag them and say, hey, this is an amazing photo from wherever. And it was always like an outdoorsy photo. And it would always kind of bring it back to our message. But I was posting 3 times a day. And in like 2 months, I grew from 0 followers to like 1,300 followers.
Oh,
and
wow.
it was like, oh. And this was just kind of like, for me, the proof of concept of, oh, wow, as long as you're getting out there, you're going to get a lot more views. You know what I mean? You're going to get in front of people. Now, back then, since it was timeline, I could just time it. I knew 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 1 in the evening, and all of my followers would see my stuff. It's no longer like that.
Right.
But if you still post frequently, now you're not just in front of your followers, you're in front of 80% of the people seeing your posts. They're not your followers. Now they're new people to bring into your funnel to sell services or to sell a product. I actually think it could be more beneficial that way, because now they're trying to give you the algorithms all based off of, okay, how can we keep people on? And the best way to keep people on is it's to basically target the people that actually like that stuff you're doing, right? So if you're doing outdoorsy, like I don't really do a ton outdoors anymore. I used to, don't do it as much anymore. And so my feed has no outdoor stuff.
Right.
But I know that like my brother goes camping all the time. His has a bunch of off-roading and outdoorsy stuff, right? It's because he likes that. And a lot of that feed is going to be people he doesn't follow, right? There's suggestions now. Like even in your home timeline, it's not people you follow. Most of the time, it's mostly suggestions and sponsored ads. Yeah. Those are the two. So I think this whole thing's interesting. I like hearing from people inside Instagram, because then it makes you feel a little bit more comfortable being like, okay, I got the green light to do this.
Right.
So let's
you
make
hear
sure
this advice from other people.
Yeah, and you're
and
like, you're kind of guessing, right?
Is that really okay? But here you have someone that's in it. They say, do it. So do it.
Thanks for listening. Every week we go over news, tips, tricks, and best practices to help you grow your small business. So follow and subscribe below.
For more information, check out our website at launchingpros.com, where you get access to a bunch of free resources and courses designed to launch and grow your business online. Check out the links below.